Let me ask y'all, can you see the trading screen? Okay, it looks like it's kind of in a funky manner here. Let me see if I can get this positioned so that it is going to be, you can see the pumpkins and that's all you can see. Let me get this. I had to move it to a PDF file, so it's a little bit awkward. There we go. Now, can you see that screen fine? Okay, I apologize for the little snafu. Not sure what had happened. A little 10-minute delay there, so there'll be a little bit of a, this is a little awkward because the mouse on this computer goes backwards to the mouse on my other computer, and everything's a little bit awkward here, but we'll make it work. All right. No, I can't, Eric. I can't do that. I tried to do that earlier. When I said I was trying to do that, I was trying something different. That's what I was trying to do. And so be patient. We'll have to scroll through this because this is a PDF file. So you'll see a little bit of it will be cut off. Okay. It is just a little bit fuzzy. That's because I had to make it a PDF file, but we'll make it work. Okay. Always what we do is we find a way to work around whatever problem that we run into. So today, because we always do live videos, always do live webinars, and today is going to be no different. Okay. All right, let's get started. If you have a question as we go, and things will be a little bit different today. I see lots of people who've said hello here. So thank you. Let's see if we can do this here. We've got Gene, we have Jay, we have Gene, Jay, another Gene, we have Thomas, we have Jade, we have Andrew, we have Stephen, we have Terry, and I'm sure I've missed somebody. I apologize for that. We'll make it work, okay? Like I said, everything's backwards on this computer, so we'll find a way to make everything work. All right. So go over some very simple, basic things here for just a moment. The first one is that we're going to cover both Usign and GIFsign briefly in this webinar. The good thing is I put this one together with most all of the images in the agenda. So we should be able to talk through that and do a couple of things that we were going to demo today. With the exception of the desktop Usign, and I will not be able to pull up GIFsign from this computer because it is a Chromebook and I can't use it with desktop oriented programs. So we'll do that, but we'll cover both GIFsign and Usign. And support questions have to go to support. Make sure that you always, any support question that you have, make sure that you send that support question to support. This is not where we do support. We do answer questions. We do our best to try to handle the things that you have come up. But if it involves a technical aspect, something having to do with your account, something of that nature, then something that's not working properly on your computer and other people are not experiencing the same thing, please send those questions to support and they will be taken care of there. We will do our best to answer every question that you ask in the webinar, but they need to relate to the day's topic. If they do not relate to the day's topic, we may defer them to another day. Okay, and Gloria has posted just now that PDF file that has, and we updated that. We added something last week, and so make sure that you have that and you have that available, because sometimes the questions that you ask are answered in that PDF file, and it'll make it easier. Replays are always going to be available, even with the snafu today. Replay will be available. Just be patient for that. It takes some time to get that taken care of. Okay. Now, and always, please refer to the document provided by Gloria. All right. And that is the document right there. Make sure that you have that, download that to your computer. It has links in it so that you can get the information that you need. Okay. And we will update that as we go. If things come up and a recurring question gets asked frequently, then we'll do our best to make sure that we update that resource file and we have that information available to you. Okay. Then Under the community news, I just want to point this out. Gene did this. This is as close as I could get. Gene had taken an image of a dog that was lost and used it as a way to reach out to the community and let people know that this dog was lost. And without getting into any of the story, you can read the story. It's easy to find. It's in the Uziners community, in the Uziners group, Facebook group. But that was a pretty cool story about being able to use the image and make it public and get it out into the places where it needed to go so that people could find the dog, and the dog was found very quickly as a result of that. Those are interesting ways and intriguing ways to use Uzine and to really make a difference and make yourself stand out as somebody who cares about the community, somebody who has the tools and the abilities to be able to make amazing things happen. And so this is a good example of that. Make sure that you go into the Uziners group and find just do a search on the side for Gene Carey, and you'll find that story about the lost dog. It was pretty close to the top when I found it. So, okay. And then this was just a really, really cool image. We've been talking about real estate templates, and I've been talking about real estate agents. And so I thought this was just a really, really cool template. And so I really enjoyed the fact that this person had posted this, kind of like the blue bubble guy over here in the corner. And so I just wanted to share. Whenever we see cool stuff in the community, I like to share those things with you. Okay. Now, make sure that you have updated Jivzine to 1.0.17. I mentioned that last week. That came up just as we were starting. And so quickly uploaded that. It does have your new mockups in it. So make sure that you have uploaded Jivzine 1.1017. We will talk. This is the last week that we will talk about that. But I do want to make sure that you have that available. Okay. So the next thing is, I was going to demonstrate some things for you about the Uzine desktop, but and I actually have a cool little GIF that I had created there, which will not play because I had to put this in a PDF file. But thinking about that platform and being able to kind of see what's going on with that, I wanted to share some cool stuff with you. I'm trying to yes, and Gloria has reminded us when you update Jivzine, make sure that you delete the previous copy before you refresh and create the new copy. So delete that from your installations if you're on a MacBook, delete that from your programs if you are on a PC. Now, we'll get into the other stuff here today. I have a poll question for you, and it has to do with GIFs. While we're talking about Jivzine, has to do with GIFs. Okay, so here's the poll question: where do you source your videos for the GIFs? If you're using videos in your GIFs, where do you source the videos? Now, I have a reason for asking this question, so help me with this question. Do you create your own? That's number one. Number two, do you get free sources off the internet? Do you use YouTube? We've shared with you several. Actually, I believe it was 27 sources that Rose posted the other day. So my question is, where do you source your videos for GIFs? Because I think this is going to be important. Do you get them from YouTube? Do you get them from free sources on the internet? Do you create your own? Or are you doing something other than that? You know, most of the GIFs that I have shared with you have been created from images. Or number five, you don't create GIFs. I'm just curious. We need to do this for an upcoming webinar that we're creating for you for Friday. And so I was just curious where you're sourcing your videos from. All right. Some of you are saying you don't do GIFs, and that's fine. That's fine. All right. Well, Eric, we want to encourage you to use Jivzine as soon as possible. And that's one of the reasons why we try to include that in the training on every Friday. Okay. And number four is a private label. That's probably that's a pretty good answer. All right, let's take a look here, because I wanted to create a simple little Ken Burns style video, and I showed it. I showed an example of that as soon as I did it, but I created one off of my smartphone, and you can do some. You can do some really cool stuff just with free programs that come on your smartphone to create videos. And so when you're in that I make my own, don't forget how powerful a tool your smartphone can be. I have a free program for GoPro, and I used that free program with GoPro and created a really cool little GIF that I can play on my YouTube. I actually sent it to my granddaughters, or I sent it to my daughter. It was a video of my grandson and I, and she had shot those in black and white and made them look really old. And I thought that was really cool. So you can create some pretty fascinating videos on your own using your smartphone. And so I wanted to remind you, we don't have to have sources. When I did the interview with Herman makes a lot of GIFs. And Herman, if you're on here, feel free to share. But Herman makes a lot of GIFs. And so he said, I don't know why people have trouble finding videos. He said, there's videos all around you. And just take your phone and make a video, and you can do some really cool stuff with that. I actually made this video from the still images on my phone and did the Ken Burns pan effect, which is really, really cool. So thought that was a good thing just to remind you, you can make your own videos. You can put your own videos in the in your GIFs, and they make pretty amazing videos. But I love the ability, that Ken Burns ability, and there's several programs that you can get for your phone that will allow you to be able to pan and do some pretty cool stuff. And you can do the PowerPoint animation as well. That's a good suggestion, Susan, and that's a good place to that falls in that other category. But that's a great way to do that. Now, you can't do with Keynote, but you can do that with PowerPoint. I know I really wanted to be able to share that with you, but it is very difficult for me to do that. I'm trying to find a way to get that from one computer so it will play to the other. Hold on a second. I have an idea. So, because I want you to see how I did this on my phone. I really do. That the image that you're looking at right there is the image that was created with it's created from my phone. I've got an idea. Hold on a second, folks. See if I can play this for you. All right. I'm having to send this back and forth. We will be sharing some details with you about Logozyme today in just a little bit. So hold the phone for that. We will share some ideas with you in just a little bit. So hang on to that thought. And don't know why this is taking so long. This computer was not designed to run these many resources at the same time. And you will not have access to the program until December the 1st. So, as soon as this loads up, like I said, this computer was not designed to handle this many resources. So we'll take a moment for that to load. And as always, we share with you what we can when we can do that. There we go. All right. I'm trying. It just doesn't want to play very well. Yes, thank you, Gloria. Gloria has posted all of the different groups there. And so you can join any of those groups. Just send just go in and request to join, and we'll get you in the approval process for that. Now that should play, but it's not. It's saying that as a photo and not as a GIF. Give me one more attempt at this. I'm used to having all of my files available here. The pre-order was made available in stages. So let's see here. Yeah, it looks like I'm not going to be able to play that GIF inside of it, which is too bad. I can't have you see that. I will, what I'll do is I will post that in the group as soon as we get off, okay? Yes. Oh, we always do those in stages. So I'll do the releases in stages. So anyhow, I will post over there. I will post in the group the video or the GIF as well as the instructions on how I did that. Okay. So I will do that in the GIF signers group in just a little bit. Now let's go over here to talk about templateology for a little bit. Okay. And right here, we have just a reminder. Use the search bar up here. I will post the video, the GIF that I created that I showed on my smartphone, the one I was created on my smartphone. I will post that in the GIF signers group as soon as I get off the webinar. Okay, that way you'll have access to that. And you'll be able to see that. Okay. Now, and then I'm going to show another one as well, which you'll see in just a minute in this agenda. So templateology, don't forget to use your search bar over here. We're up to 3,248 templates in the template club. And I've had a couple of people who've sent me suggestions for templates. I'm not the person to send them to. Just click right over here in this corner and suggest a template. Always use that button to suggest templates because I'm everywhere, and when I'm out and about, I don't report back to the people who create the templates. And so when I'm out and around and you send me a note and say, can you make sure to do this? I can't make sure to do that. So make sure that you use the suggest a template and ask for the templates that you're looking for in that suggest a template. Okay, and we'll see if we can put those on the, John will see if he can put those on the docket for taking care of the templates that you might be looking for. All right, let's see here. I thought I saw some questions come up and doesn't look like it. Yeah, this is an awesome collection of templates. And it's easy to think, well, I don't need any templates. You know, I can create my own. I'm telling you, once you are a member of the template club and you see the stuff that goes on in there, and it's a great thing for not only for being able to find the templates and suggest templates and updates and those kinds of things, and watching that number grow. I mean, when I started, we were at 1,000, and now we're at 3,248. So it continues to grow. But not only that, but you'll also see this kind of stuff. Okay. So what I was doing was I was scrolling through here, doing what I tell you all the time. This is my templeology process. I'm looking for things to do. I'm looking for ideas. I'm looking for stuff that might be beneficial. And so I'm scrolling down through here and I find this. And this is just as I was scrolling through the templates, I find this. And here, what jumped out and grabbed me, and this is where this becomes incredibly valuable, what jumped out and grabbed me was this comment right here: content marketing and the power of video. Content marketing and the power of video. And I got to thinking about something that I thought would be helpful. So I created a GIF. I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to try one more time to play a GIF for you that I had all set up to do a while ago on the other computer, which will not work right now. So I'll try this one more time. I don't know that it's transferring it to this other computer as a GIF, which it should be doing. So let me see if I can get this one to work here. I do a lot of screen capture videos. No, it's not going to do it. I'm sorry. I do a lot of screen capture videos with using Zoom. And so this caught my attention, the power, content marketing and the power of video, because is everybody still hearing okay? So what I did was I took the tools and I put them together. I want, if I were going to show this to somebody else and say, this is what we did, I want to, I want to, this looks ugly. I'm sorry. It just looks ugly. Now we've made a lot of money off of this ugly video, but when I did the Zoom video, my side of the screen came out larger than the other side of the screen came out. And so I just thought that looked kind of ugly, for lack of a better term. And so I wanted to spruce that up. And we've already used it, and so, but I wanted to spruce it up, and I wanted to make it so that it would look cool. Okay, and so I made some improvements on this, and if I can. Again, this is one of those things that I had lined out on the other computer. So let's see if we can get logged in here. I don't know why we're going through all of this, but what you'll see is I took this and I created an overlay and was able to do some really cool stuff inside the overlay. Yes, Gene said overlay to the rescue, and that's exactly right. When you've got an ugly looking video like this one, you can fix it with the overlay, and that becomes a whole new opportunity for you. Okay, so let's see if I can pull this in here, and oh, wrong account. I have multiple accounts. But what I did was I took this. What I'm going to do is, let's see here. I will send this over here rather than try to mess with that. What I did was I took this image right here and I pulled it into my Usign canvas. Okay, so I pulled that into my Usign canvas, went over here, and made it look like that. And And as Gene says, Usign to the rescue. And so I created a whole series of these files in which we were able to take this and talk about, as we talk about in the video, we talk about the product. We were able to take the product and add it. And you'll see here in just a second. Which looks better, this one or this one? And then I inserted the product as we talked about it. How valuable does that become now? Well, there's a reason why we use the green, Gene. There's a very important reason why we use the green. And you'd have to watch the video series in order to understand that, but there's an important reason why we use the green. Remember this, always remember this. We all have opinions. And this one, there's a reason why we use the green, okay? And we have to make sure that we understand and give people latitude. I've seen sometimes in the group, people will say, oh, I don't like that color. Well, it might be that company's brand color. It might be, there might be a reason why they use that color. And you have to keep that in mind. Just important to understand that. And so, but this was a place where we were able to take the, what looked pretty blasé, and I didn't like it all, and do something pretty interesting with it. Okay, so like Gene said, we add the overlay to the rescue, and that's a great tool, a great opportunity to combine the tools. And I wanted to illustrate that to the guy that did the video, that this is what we were going to do, and I created a GIF showing all of the different layers and the different pieces. And I will post that in the group after we get finished with the webinar as well. So remember, you can combine your tools together and use them to accomplish some pretty cool stuff. Okay. The next thing is we were going to talk about t-shirts. I've been asked several times about t-shirts, and you create the overlay, and I'll show you how to create the overlay in just a minute, Mary. Okay. I'll show you how to do that. And if we have time, we'll talk about t-shirts as well. We got off to a slow start, so we're trying to get caught up here. But I never thought about Thanksgiving t-shirts. How cool is that? And so in Templeology, I never even thought about Thanksgiving t-shirts, but here I found a shirt for Thanksgiving. Now, does that mean that I'm going to use that design? No, it means I'm going to remember, hey, we could create a Thanksgiving shirt. Having a big family reunion for Thanksgiving, great opportunity to do that. Just places where you get ideas of how we can make our graphics tool become valuable for us, okay? And we'll talk about t-shirt designs. We have 106 templates in the template club for t-shirts, and with those 106 templates and a little bit of creativity, you can do some pretty exciting things for t-shirts. Okay, and we'll talk about the layouts for those in just a moment. Here are the details I can give you about LogoZine as of right now. If you pre-ordered, you will get access December the 1st. Okay, if you pre-ordered, you will get access December the 1st. That login will be coming on December the 1st. The second thing is that why LogoZine, not Usign, for creating logos? It's because LogoZine has an advanced logic for the designs, completely different than the logic behind Usign or GIFsign. So I want to make sure that you understand that the reason why we created a completely different platform was because it uses an advanced logic to combine the right pieces together, make things fit in a manner that makes sense to the way our brain processes information. This advanced logic for the design is going to be amazing. And so it's really important that you understand that there's a reason why we created a different platform. important. You can create logos in Usign. That's not the problem. The problem was making sure that you have all the pieces to fit the correct complexity. Okay. And so what I'm giving you right now, Gloria's giving you the details. I'm giving you the highlights from that Q&A that Magnus posted today. You will have an output of 300 pixels per inch, and 300 pixels per inch is more than enough for any size image that you're trying to create. Okay. We have this argument all the time. It always goes on. It seems like everybody gets information from everywhere. The eye is incapable of processing information beyond 300 ppi. And I told you this a long time ago. Somebody that had worked for the National Geographic magazine told me that their PPI or DPI for their images in their magazine are 240. So we're at a great place to be with a 300 ppi output. It is a desktop application, will not be a cloud application, and the output is in a rich PNG file, and which that would be the output now, and that is the preferred output for this type of a format. You can import SVG, PNG, and JPEG images, and there is the link to pre-order when it is available. And if you have already done that, there's a nice little demo on that little demo video that is on that page right there. And as this thing develops, we'll be giving you more details as we go. Okay. Now I have another poll question. I'm curious, how many of you pre-ordered? How many of you are still not sure? And how many of you just can't wait? So give me a response here about Logosign. Have you pre-ordered it? Are you still sitting on the fence? Or are you just one of those people who can't wait until December the 1st rolls around and you can play with this thing? Everybody still hearing me okay? I feel like we've gone dead silent. Nobody's responding. I am 1 and 3 myself. So I have pre-ordered and I can't wait. And like we have done in the past with the addition of GIFZine, we will be sharing with you some ideas and some thoughts once we get past the rollout part of Logosign. And just being able to keep those things together, same platform, trusted people, trusted team, trusted development, going to be very, very important for you going forward. I'm like you, Stephen. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat waiting for this thing to happen because I think it's going to be really, really cool. Okay, so just wanted to get some input from the Logosign, see where you were at as far as that was concerned. And then the Usign desktop, we're getting really close to the release of this. And so this is where we're at right now. I wanted to be able to show this to you, but if you'll notice here, I don't know how well you can see this. But right here, you have Usign desktop will come with a launch button, and you can either launch it here or you can drag and drop an image and drop that image in there, and it will automatically load it up. And I was gonna show the difference between the two here, earlier. Let's see here, where are we at? Let's see if we can do this new design. What I have to do now, I created I had to go into Usign on the current version of Usign. I had to go into Usign and import a new image. I had to import an image. So I was going to take the image when I did the. Let's see if I can grab this image here. Wow, this is just really slow on this Chromebook. But I took the image from my video, and I had to bring that. I had to open up Usign, bring that video into the canvas, and so upload it to the canvas. With the desktop version, you just simply take the image of the video and drop it right here, and it opens up the program with the image already in it. It is a one-step process, which is amazing. And when you save that, you can click on the saved version and it'll open the program and it will pop in the image itself. So it's going to be pretty amazing. It really will be. Okay. Yes, Stephen, we did our best to answer that question. If you were asking about silhouettes, then you will have to, we cannot make a silhouette in Usign at this point. Okay. So I'm going to ask this question again. And this question has to do with how we can help you. And I keep asking this. This is the last time I asked last week, and I'm going to ask it again this week. Okay, Eric, people think about this backwards, okay? I'm going to answer Eric's question. So y'all, thank you for helping me here. They think about this backwards. Don't think about your canvas and how many DPI. Don't think about your canvas and how many DPI. Think about your output in DPI. So when I open up the canvas, and I'm going to open up a canvas here, and again, I don't know how fast this is going to go because I'm really having computer issues this morning. And thank you for your input on the poll question. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Marge, that's the reason why we're asking the question, is because we have a lot of people who just got started, and a lot of people have been following along with us for 2 years or more now. And so we want to make sure that we meet the needs of everybody, and we're trying to find the best way to be able to accomplish that. So give this just a moment to pull up here, and so when you click on custom size right here, so say I have created, I've created we'll do the t-shirt design here, okay? Under prints, this is now a t-shirt design, okay? And this is automatically preset, as Gloria said. This is preset to save your image as a 300 DPI. Okay, so whatever image I drop in here, and you're going to see this. So if I drop an image in here, we'll just take an image, any image, and drop in here. When I drop an image in here, do you see that's a really tiny inside of that? And the reason is because it is set at 300 DPI. So when I save a t-shirt design at 300 DPI, when I save a t-shirt design, it's saved at 300 DPI. But if for some reason I wanted to custom size that, or I wanted to do something other than a t-shirt design, and they go up here and go custom size, and in this case, I'm just going to leave it at that size right there. Notice it defaults at 72 DPI, but I have the ability to be able to save it at 300. So always think about how am I saving and what's my output going to be. So if I'm doing some custom design over here for whatever purpose I might be doing, if I've got a custom design thing going on and I want to make that like this, and I'm trying to create a custom design here, and I want to save that. I want to save it, and I'm going to print this. I want to save it at 300 DPI. All right. So think about your output. If it's preset for a t-shirt, your output's automatically going to be 300 DPI. But if I'm custom sizing it, my output is going to be, I need to set my output at 300 DPI. Okay. Gene, you may be right. We just don't know how that's going to work yet. Not yet. We don't know yet how it's going to work, but we'll figure it out. Now, somebody's asking the question about the overlay. So let me get to the overlay here. What I did for the overlay, let's see if I can upload. I can't because I don't have the images here. But my image in that case